I am Andrew Henderson, editor-at-large of NomadCapitalist.com, where we share tips on finding more freedom, more opportunity, and a better lifestyle looking beyond your own borders. I'm in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I arrived here just the other day from Bangkok, and I wanted to share just another reason how a second passport can help you, not only when you're living in one place, but when you're traveling around the world. Now, the main reason for having a passport for most people is as a travel document. And so having a good second passport that allows you to get into the most number of countries with the least amount of hassle is very important. But here's another thing to consider about second passports. When I arrived here in Kuala Lumpur the other day, I had to show my passport just to get a SIM card for my cell phone. Many governments around the world are now requiring documents like passports to find out who is using their services, like phone cards. They want to be able to track what's going on. Now, there's no doubt that the United States takes the cake in terms of information gathering and storage. The NSA has a massive data facility that we've all heard about recently that is tracking everyone's move. I don't think any other country can compete with the U.S. in that regard. Not even North Korea, Russia, China. The U.S. takes the cake. But let's focus in on the idea of identifying you based on certain actions that you take. In Thailand, just getting on a lot of Wi-Fi networks requires a passport number, even at the airport, at McDonald's even. And so all this information is going and it's being stored somewhere. Whether the agencies in these countries are using it for any particular purpose is really irrelevant. The reality is, even if you're not too concerned about Malaysia or Thailand, if you're using a U.S. passport, for instance, the U.S. government can always go to its buddies overseas and find out what you've been up to. Will they be able to obtain your phone records, your internet records? The reality is that a second passport can help you escape this situation. Let's say you have a passport from a country like Paraguay or any other smaller country, which is something that I frequently recommend at NomadCapitalist.com. Do you think that Paraguay cares nearly as much about who you're calling or what websites you're visiting as the United States? Of course they don't. So while the United States passport may be a better travel document for getting into a country like Malaysia, it's not so good as a travel document when it comes to giving people your information and allowing yourself to be tracked and putting yourself on the grid in more ways than you have to. The reality is, I'm a big believer in smaller countries because they don't have the arrogance and the power to go around enforcing a bunch of draconian regulations that really don't do much for them. No one's looking to attack them for the most part. They haven't gone around the world and pissed off people with their imperialism and with their military might. But on top of that, they just don't have the resources or even care to enforce the kind of things that governments like the United States are doing. I think that we all can agree that the U.S. and countries like it are going to ramp up their efforts to track more of what you're doing, whether it's within their borders and even overseas. The U.S. has enacted so many laws to not only track but punish things that you do in other countries, even things that aren't illegal in those countries. And so by having a second passport, it not only provides other sovereignty benefits, but it provides more privacy benefits for you as well when you're traveling and when you're living abroad. Now, for more information on second passports, go to NomadCapitalist.com and follow my field reports from all around the world. Also, make sure while you're there to grab my free special report, 7 Steps to Global Economic Freedom. It's yours free as a gift for watching this video. Grab your copy today at NomadCapitalist.com.